6 predicted questions with answers for Paper 2, AQA GCSE Chemistry Exam 2024, Part 3. Question 1. The table shows the results of two tests to identify three different solutions, X, Y, and Z. Use these data to identify the anions of all three solutions. So in solution 1, the first solution, solution X, when dilute nitric acid was added, no change, and then when silver nitrate was added, there was a white precipitate. This is test for halides, and what gives you a white precipitate is chloride. So the anion here is chloride. Solution Y, when dilute nitric acid was added, there was bubbling, and then when silver nitrate added, there was no change. The bubbling means that there is carbonate, so this Y is carbonate, CO3 2 minus. Solution Z, there is no change when dilute nitric acid was added, and then when silver nitrate is added is yellow precipitate. Again, this is test for halides, and what gives yellow precipitate is iodide. So the anion in solution Z is iodide. Question 2. Name two greenhouse gases and explain how the presence of these gases in the atmosphere can lead to an increase in the Earth's overall average atmosphere. The two greenhouse gases can be methane and carbon dioxide. Remember that water vapor is also a greenhouse gas. So how the presence of these gases increases the overall average temperature? First, the shorter chain wavelengths electromagnetic radiation passes through the Earth's atmosphere, and the radiation is absorbed by the Earth, warming it up, and then irradiated as a longer wavelengths IR radiation or infrared radiation. The longer wavelength IR is absorbed by the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, and the IR is radiated back to Earth to increase the temperature. Question 3. Polypropene is a polymer formed from propene. Use the structure of propene flow to draw the structure of polypropene. Remember, when you draw the addition polymers, the first thing you do is to remove the double bond. So you draw the two carbons, remove the double bond, and then add two extra bonds to the sides of the two carbons. Don't forget to add all the substituents here, two hydrogen, one methyl, one hydrogen, and then you add the brackets, and don't forget the letter N, which refers to the number of the repeating units or the number of monomers that form the polymer. Question 4. Describe how bioleaching is used to extract copper from low-grade ores. So bioleaching is the use of bacteria to produce a leachate solution that contains the soluble metal compounds. The metal compound then can be processed to obtain the metal. For example, copper can be obtained from solutions of copper compounds by displacement using scrap iron or by electrolysis. Question 5 about softening and thermosetting plastics. So, for example, they can ask you to explain why electrical plugs are made from thermosetting plastic, or to explain why polyester melts when heated. So, the electrical plug are made from thermosetting plastic because thermosetting plastic do not melt when heated. They tend to char and burn when they are heated, but they are resistant to high temperature. They are used to make electrical plugs, which must not melt even when there is a malfunction or the wiring inside gets hot. The polyester, however, form thermosoftening plastic. Polyester doesn't have covalent bonds between the neighboring polymer molecules, so the molecules can move over each other when heated and the plastic can melt. Question 6 is question on cracking. So complete the question for the equation for cracking, and also they can ask you to describe the conditions needed to crack long chain hydrocarbon molecule. Remember that cracking will produce shorter chain hydrocarbon and alkanes in addition to an alkene. When you look at this equation, you find that C8 gave you C5H12, so the remaining is C3H6. So C3H6, which is propene, this is the alkene that is produced. And the conditions for the cracking are first high temperature, second is either using steam or catalyst.